Everyone wants to be recognized, but let me tell you something I learned on the streets. The most respected men I've ever met never had to raise their voices to show who they were. True power doesn't need noise. It asserts itself in silence. And that's what we're going to talk about now. Do you want to be someone who commands respect without saying a word? Then listen carefully. The key is to cultivate a presence that speaks for itself. And that doesn't come from empty talk. It comes from discipline, posture, and control. That's how I survived for so long, by understanding that true strength lies in calmness, patience, and the ability to act at the right moment. Make no mistake, appearance has its value, but confidence and behavior weigh far more. Have you ever seen those guys who walk into a room and everyone feels their presence? It's not because of expensive clothes. It's because they carry something money can't buy. Self-control, self-respect, and an unshakable mindset. They don't need to prove anything to anyone. Now, let me show you how you can build that presence that commands respect without having to shout or show off. This is a mental game, and only those who master their own ego and learn to play the long game make it to the top. Learn to control yourself, act at the right time, and stay calm when everyone else loses their heads. That's how you stop being just another person and become someone who dominates any environment. The first habit: confidence. Confidence is like a well-tailored suit. You don't need to shout to show you have it. When you walk into a room, it's not about speaking loudly or showing off. Real men, the ones who dominate the room, do it in silence. And I'll tell you how. Marcus Aurelius, a smart guy who ruled an entire empire, once said, "Perfect tranquility consists in the good ordering of the mind within its own domain." In other words, real confidence doesn't come from acting like a know-it-all, but from having a steady and aligned mind. That, my friend, is power. The kind of power that makes others notice your presence before you even say a word. Now, how do you build that? First, forget the idea that confidence is about knowing everything or being the best. That's amateur illusion. True confidence is feeling comfortable in your own skin, knowing your strengths, and, most importantly, accepting your weaknesses without lowering your head. Want a tip that actually works? Meditation. But I'm not talking about sitting like a monk for hours. Just a few minutes every day. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and put your mind in order. It gives you control, teaches you to stay calm when chaos strikes, and most importantly, builds an inner fortress that no one can break through. Another thing, learn to reflect. At the end of each day, sit down for 5 minutes and think about what you did. Where did you get it right? Where did you slip? True power lies in self-knowledge, and believe me, many tough guys have failed simply because they never truly knew themselves. This is where the Stoics come into play. They had a golden rule: focus on what you can control and forget the rest. Stop wasting time worrying about other people's opinions. You can't control what they think, but you can control how you behave. Set your own standards and stick to them. It's that simple. People respect those who have this silent strength, the kind that doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. And pay close attention to this. Confidence doesn't make noise. The guy who's always bragging, that's the one afraid of being exposed as a fraud. Real confidence is standing firm without needing approval. Those who have presence don't need to announce it. So that's how the game works, kid. If you want to be someone who inspires respect without even opening your mouth, start from within. Work in silence. Build your self-assurance, and the rest will follow. The second habit, tranquility. Tranquility, my friend, is like gold in the world we live in. You know why? Because those who have tranquility have true control. When you're calm, you project an aura of security and steadiness that attracts people like flies to honey. Deep down, everyone wants to be around someone who seems to have everything under control. Let me tell you something. When I was younger, I was explosive. The smallest thing would set me off, and I thought that made me respected. But a mafia leader once looked me in the eye and said, "You won't get far like this." That stuck with me. I took his advice and, well, here I am talking to you, showing that staying calm is the real key to success. Look, life will throw you into storms, that's a fact. But what truly matters is how you respond to them. A wise old man once said that it's not what happens to you that defines your life, but how you react. And he was right. True strength isn't about punching walls when things go wrong. It's about keeping your composure, thinking clearly, and moving forward with calm determination. Now, how do you build this calmness? First, you need to learn how to breathe. Sounds silly, right? But when the world starts to crumble around you, stop. Inhale slowly through your nose, feel the air filling your lungs, hold it for a moment, and exhale through your mouth. Repeat this a few times. Before you know it, your mind will be clearer and your heart will beat slower. That's control. That's power. Another key point is understanding that some things are beyond your reach. If something is out of your control, it's not worth losing sleep over. Traffic, other people's opinions, even the weather. These are like cards that aren't in your hand. Don't waste energy on them. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If not, let it go and move on. The way you carry yourself also speaks volumes. Stand tall, not like a soldier, but not like a sack of potatoes either. Move with intention without rushing. And eye contact? That's a trick used by those who know the game. Look people in the eye, but without intimidating them. It shows that you own the space without having to say a word. When you're calm, you give off the impression that you not only control yourself, but also the environment around you. And believe me, people are drawn to those who can stay cool when everything seems chaotic. They trust those who don't panic because it signals security. But don't confuse tranquility with passivity. Being calm doesn't mean accepting everything with crossed arms. It's about keeping your composure while planning your next move. Being serene is a sign that you're in command, not that you're surrendering. Remember this. The great players of the world aren't the ones who shout the loudest, but the ones who keep their voice steady and their gaze cold. Tranquility is silent power, and those who understand this play the game at the highest level. The third habit, presence. Presence is one of those things many people overlook, but those who understand the game of life know its true value. Being truly present is an art, a skill that separates those who lead from those who merely follow. It's not just about being physically or visually in a place. It's about occupying the space with intention and complete focus. Those who try to do everything at once end up doing nothing right. If you're not 100% here, then you're nowhere. Want to know how to cultivate this presence? Pay attention. First, learn to listen. Really listen, without planning your response in your head or fiddling with your phone. When someone speaks to you, give them your full attention. This not only shows respect, but makes people feel that you're trustworthy and worthy of their words. And in business, crime, or everyday life, trust is everything. Another key aspect: stay aware of what's happening around you. Those who don't notice the details of their environment are always the first to fall. It's not just about looking, it's about seeing. Pay attention to expressions, gestures, and tone of voice. The world doesn't give second chances to those who are distracted. Mindfulness isn't just some trendy talk. Simple tasks like drinking coffee or walking down the street are moments for practice. When you learn to truly be in the moment, everything you do gains a new level of meaning. And trust me, this changes how others perceive you. How you present yourself also speaks volumes. Your body language should convey confidence and calmness. Straight shoulders, steady gaze, firm hands. Small gestures say more than words. Those who demonstrate control and self-assurance attract respect without needing to speak. And here's one more thing. When you're fully present, people feel it. They sense that you're someone who pays attention, someone who isn't just there by chance. And this creates a silent attraction, a magnetic presence that makes people want to be around you. The fourth habit: integrity. Integrity, kid, is like a clean record in the game of life. Either you have it or you don't. It's not about talking pretty or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about who you are when no one's watching. I've seen plenty of people trying to be slick, fooling others and themselves, but in the end, the truth always comes out. As a wise old man once said, decide who you want to be and then act accordingly. Simple as that. Integrity isn't something you can buy or borrow. Either you have it or you're lost. To live with integrity, the first thing you need to figure out is what you truly believe in. What are your values? What really matters to you? And most importantly, do you actually live by them, or are you just fooling yourself? If you don't know the answer, stop everything and think. Back in my day, those without a solid foundation were eaten alive before they could take their first step. When your actions align with your words, you become someone hard to break. And trust me, that's gold. Another crucial point: honesty. And I'm not just talking about being honest with others, but with yourself. Looking in the mirror and facing your flaws without excuses. People who own up to their mistakes earn my respect. Those who hide them, they're just digging their own graves. Being honest with yourself means freeing yourself from the weight of a life full of appearances. There's nothing more liberating than living in alignment with who you truly are. And here's the thing. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Simple as that. In my world, your word was everything. Those who don't keep their promises end up alone and without credibility. Being reliable is what earns respect, whether in business or life. People value those who do what they say. No excuses, no delays. That's what builds a solid reputation and makes people come to you when they need someone they can trust. Lastly, treat people right. It doesn't matter if it's the boss at the table or the waiter. Respect is respect. When you treat others with dignity, you're not just building relationships, you're creating a network of loyalty. And trust me, when things get tough, Those connections make all the difference. Living with integrity isn't easy, but it's the only way to build something that lasts. Being true, reliable, and respectful isn't just a choice. It's the only way to leave your mark on this world. And remember, respect is like a fine Cuban cigar, hard to earn, but easy to lose. The fifth habit, self-control. Listen closely, kid. In a world where everyone reacts without thinking, the one who knows how to hold back is the one who truly controls the game. The difference between an amateur and a professional lies in the ability to keep a cool head when things heat up. If there's one thing I've learned from the streets, it's that the man who masters his emotions controls his destiny. Life isn't about reacting to everything thrown in your face. True power lies in holding your ground and acting only when necessary. As a wise old man I deeply respected once said, "You may not have control over what happens, but you can decide how you'll react." And that, my friend, makes all the difference. How to master the game of self-control. First and foremost, learn to recognize what you're feeling without letting it control you. You might be furious, anxious, or frustrated, but no one needs to see it written all over your face. Take a deep breath, count to 10 if necessary, and only then make a decision. The impulsive ones are always the first to fall, while the patient ones wait for the right moment to strike. Another key element, patience. The world today is addicted to speed. Everyone wants everything instantly, but those who know how to wait take home the best prize. Learn to play the long game, hold back your anxiety, and wait for the perfect opportunity to make your move. Rushed people make mistakes and regret them later. Balance is the key. You don't have to cut out everything you enjoy, but you also shouldn't drown in excess. Whether it's food, money, social media, or any other modern vice, everything has its limit. The discipline to know when to stop shows that you have control over your life, and that commands respect. And when it comes to criticism and conflict, my advice is simple. Never let anyone get under your skin. When someone attacks you, stay composed. Responding with anger only shows weakness. Listen, analyze, and if necessary, respond with class. The man who doesn't lose his cool is the one who controls the conversation. Remember this. Self-control isn't weakness, it's strategy. It's knowing that you are the master of your actions, not a puppet to your emotions. People respect those who stay composed, who don't fall for cheap provocations. Master your emotions, and you master your world. The sixth habit, gratitude. A lot of people get lost complaining about what they don't have, always wanting more, like they're in a race with no finish line. But the truth is, kid, real strength isn't about getting more. It's about recognizing the value of what's already in your hands. A wise man once said, "True poverty is always wanting more." And you know what? He was right. Those who are never satisfied will never find peace. Gratitude is a powerful weapon, not the kind you carry in a holster, but one that shapes your mind. When you learn to appreciate what you have, you start seeing opportunities where others only see problems. And in the game of life, seeing the board the right way is already half the battle. Want to know how to develop this mindset? Start small. Every day, take a few minutes to remind yourself of the good things you have. It could be a hot cup of coffee in the morning, a loyal friend, or simply the fact that you're breathing without anyone chasing you. Write it down. register it in your mind. Over time, your perspective shifts and you start seeing life differently, more grounded, more aware. But it doesn't stop there. Gratitude isn't just about what you feel, it's about what you show. Thank the people who are a part of your life, whether it's the waiter serving you, the friend who listens, or the guy who does the dirty work for you. A simple thanks can open doors that brute force never will. Another thing, learn to reflect. Every day has something that went right, even if it's just surviving. Thinking about the small victories teaches you resilience, to face challenges without falling apart. Because at the end of the day, those who appreciate what they have can weather the storms without breaking. And you know what happens when you live like this? People notice. A man who is grateful for life attracts respect, trust, and even opportunities that others overlook. Gratitude builds a solid reputation, and in a life like mine, reputation is everything. Listen closely. It's not just about saying thank you. It's about living in a way that shows you understand the value of life. A man who knows how to appreciate what he has is always more dangerous because he doesn't waste opportunities. He makes every single one count. The seventh habit, humility. Humility is a funny thing, my friend. A lot of people think being humble means acting weak, bowing down to everything. But that's not it at all. Being humble is having the intelligence to know that you're not the owner of the truth. It's understanding that there's always something to learn and that no one gets anywhere alone. As they say, the moment you think you know it all, you stop growing. And in the game of life, if you stop, you get left behind. How do you build this thing called humility? First and foremost, forget the idea that you have all the answers. The truth is, no one does. Only those who accept this reality can open themselves up to new opportunities, new connections, and new ventures. Arrogance shuts doors, while humility keeps them wide open. Another key aspect is learning to listen, and not just listening for the sake of it, but truly paying attention. When you listen more and talk less, you gain valuable information, understand the game better, and, most importantly, show respect. Everyone has something to teach. Even the simplest person on the street can offer a valuable lesson if you have the patience to listen. Speaking of respect, treat everyone as an equal. It doesn't matter if the guy is the boss or an employee, because in the end, everyone has their role to play. No one reaches the top alone. Humility is recognizing this and treating each person with the dignity they deserve. Trust me, those who value others always find allies when things get tough. Another crucial point, learn to handle mistakes. Don't waste time trying to justify or blame others. If you messed up, own it and learn from it. That's how truly strong people stand out. Those who can't admit their mistakes will eventually fall hard. True humility is looking in the mirror and facing the truth. No excuses. And you know what happens when you start living this way? People truly respect you. Not because you impose fear or power, but because you're real. You become someone others can count on. No masks, no games. Humility builds a solid reputation because everyone likes being around someone who doesn't have to pretend to be something they're not. At the end of the day, humility isn't weakness. It's a silent strength that earns trust and opens doors that arrogance never will. The eighth habit, patience. Patience, kid, is a strategic move that separates amateurs from professionals. In the real world, it's not just about waiting, it's about how you wait. Those who panic lose, but those who keep their cool control the game. I learned this in the underworld, but it applies to every area of life. Time, my friend, has a funny way of putting everything in its place. The trick? Knowing how to wait without looking weak. We live in a time where everyone wants everything yesterday. Quick answers, easy money, instant success. But let me tell you something. Anything truly worthwhile never comes easy or fast. If you want to build something solid, you need to understand that every move must be calculated. No rush, no pause. Impatience only leads to mistakes, and in my time, mistakes were costly. The first thing you need to adjust is your mindset. Rushing is the enemy of power. Learn to control your anxiety and play the long game. The best opportunities come to those who know how to wait and observe. If you can't hold your ground in a simple line or negotiation, how do you expect to make tough decisions when the real pressure hits? Want to learn patience? Start small. When you're in an uncomfortable situation, instead of reacting, take a deep breath and observe. Back in my day, I used to tell my guys, scope the room before you walk in. Life works the same way. Hold your tongue when needed, wait for the right moment to act, and remember, not every move needs to be immediate. That's what separates men from boys. Patience is also about respect. Respecting the timing of things, people, and opportunities. Impatience shows insecurity, and insecurity is weakness. The one who can endure and stay calm earns the respect of others, and more importantly, respects himself. And remember, it's not just about waiting, it's about how you wait. Keep your composure, act with intelligence, and above all, understand that every moment has its value. Patience isn't about standing still, it's about being ready when the right moment comes. At the end of the day, patience is a weapon, and when wielded correctly, it puts you on top